Hello, greetings and salutations. It is I, Ormkatsu. Welcome to the channel. How we all doing today? It has been a very tedious day, and the week just seems to be dragging on and on. One more day until I got vacation, and it just seems like the powers that be are testing my resolve and my stamina and my resolution just to not just say fudge it all and just go live on an island somewhere. But unfortunately, more likely we'll have no internet, and it gets costly to move to a place like that, so it's outside my realm of doable, but the will is there. Like, if I just want really long fiber cable, that would be nice. But oh well. Wishes and fishes. Oh, get that good neck stretching. Oh. Well wishes to you all, and hell, I could take a few if you got some extra to spare, please and thank you. It has been a thing, and just listening to people talk and just how to put this. There's a few topics I just don't want to discuss ever at all with most people. It's mostly religion, politics, and sports. And those are one of my three tenets of that I just do not talk about. I don't care how open-minded you are. I don't care if you think you are the most reasonable person. I just don't want to talk about those topics. It's just, I've been burnt so many times before, and I try to avoid it. If someone asks my opinion, no comment. Like, I have to 120% trust you to even get to remotely talking about those. Even then, I'm kind of iffy. And today I just had to listen to a bunch of people, how can I put this politely, drivel out of their face orifice regurgitated material for hours on end, and it has drained my social battery. Like, I legitimately thought, like, I'm not going to stream today. I'll just take a mental health day. I'm like, no, I want to get, a couple of streams in before vacation and then see how vacation hits me. So I apologize in advance if it seems less than perfect, a little lackluster, if you will. But yeah, I'm trying to use this as a way to recharge my battery because holy crap, it's blinking red right now. But yeah, I do apologize for all that. Just a little bit of vent, if you will. It's good to get off one's chest. Alright, so we are going to be playing some Tavern Talk, and I seem to be having a kind of repetitive niche, if you will, of games. So lots of visual novels I've been playing, and I've been enjoying them. Lots of serving alcohol, which sounds amazing right now. I should have made myself a drink before the stream. Oh well, wishes, fishes again. And just lots of fun chatting and just exploring. So I'm going to hope a little bit of that will perk up my spirits as well. And come along for the ride. This thing does have like Twitch integration. I barely checked out what it was. It seemed mostly on the grounds of just it lets you have your Twitch chat pick your choices for you, which I think on the first one I kind of want to pick my own choices, if you will. And then we'll try to see what happens after that. So I don't know if I might. Usually I don't do a second playthrough on stuff. I might, maybe, probably not, but we'll see. If there's a big enough push or if there's a bunch of people that were interested in it, I might. But let's jump into the game here and see. So we're going to do that. Swap that over. And where is there? Boop. All right, audio's coming across. My audio's good. That's the other thing too. So I'm going to be staring to my right a lot. Let's give you, yeah, okay. Just because I updated Windows. And already I had to fight for like 5 minutes of just getting the audio to work because every time Windows updates, screw you in your audio settings, they don't exist anymore. I've said it before and I will constantly say it again. I don't understand what the update has to do with it. It's just one little drop down, select my microphone, one little drop down, select my wireless headset. I'm good to go. Nope, doesn't like it. Also, against my better judgment, I updated OBS. I've heard a lot of people are having issues with this current update. There's been some drops, there's missing frames, and some Steam key issues where it's like, you're not authenticated, even though they are. So, I apologize in advance for any technical difficulties. Scuff is life. Get over it. Alright. Got my juice next to me. Got some cran grape. Do love me some cran grape. Weirdly enough, I hate cranberry juice in and of itself, but when it's mixed like cran grape or something, delicious. I love it. Something to do maybe not as tart, perchance? No. Alright, let's get into the game. So, Tavern Talk. Press any key to continue. I don't have any key, so I'm going to hit the mouse key. So, Tavern Talk bills itself as a D&D-esque tavern management game in the vein of you talk to people, you make some magical drinks. There's something where you get some information from them to make some quests for them to go on. Let's see, cozy visual novel running in a D&D inspired fantasy setting, gather rumors, serve magical drinks, and meet adventurers on a life-changing quest. So let's just see how life-changing it is. We are going to not buy the DLC. Kind of like how it's like the DM screen back here. All right, we're going to play. I did try a new game. Is there a way to delete the game? Curious. Hold on a second. Settings. Okay, good. I was making sure it didn't show anything it's not supposed to. I almost had a slight heart attack there. Text speed is fast. Fast forward button, no. Skip and reset. Up the music volume a little bit. Okay, boop. So let's play and oh, hold up. Nope. Main menu. Yeah, I'm sure. But not an option to delete that. Huh, interesting. No option to delete. Alright, slot 3 we go. Select your pronouns. Not many people ask me mine. Jokingly when I first started, it was they, them, because annoyed or angry wasn't an option. Miffed or like perturbed or stuff like that. I've kind of just settled into a they, them. I still do the he, him thing. Definitely not a she, her. But I kind of like find myself more aligned and more comfortable with they, them, if anything else.
Once upon a time in a world far, far away. In a realm ruled by dragons and magic. Well, actually, it was this land specifically. Not that far away. Let me start over.
Okay.
Once upon a time, somewhere in Gaia. Not that far away.
Gaia, huh?
There was a tavern. My tavern. A place for anyone looking for an adventure or a quick refreshment. A place open to everybody.
Had a little bit of a hard time with the door there.
Doors, I suppose. But I'm not just your typical innkeeper.
You're not?
My drinks are infused with magic to aid ambitious adventurers on their quests. To make sure they always return victorious. Big shoes to fill, I know. Then again, what's the worst that could happen?
Famous last words there. So you can't play this with controller, but I'm just going to use the mouse. So it's not voice acted as far as I've played for a little bit of it, just the opening. So I apologize in advance. I ain't doing voice and my throat ain't going to handle it. So we got a board here. Can I click on this? Hiya, Innkeep. How's it going? All fine and dandy? I can click. All right, so that brings up the book. All right. Escape out of the book. Or just hit the red dot. Anything else I could fiddle with? I'll open up the book again. So we have characters, rumors, quests, log. Okay, so that's our verbal log. Recipe. So we have the Frosted Lagoon, Swift Strike, the Spoken Heart, the Southern Brawler, and the Sparkling Nebula. And I'm guessing that's attack, defense, intellect, agility, and something else. Charisma, maybe? We have our ingredients: Ignis, Cantio, Pluma, Strength, Charisma, Dexterity, Tempest, Intelligence, and Regus? Oh, Charisma. So that was Charisma. Okay. And then we have our infusions. We have our map: Northern Forbidden Valley, Highlands, Daria, Borealis, Amber Isles, Southern Republic, Bayay Plains, Moon Swamp, and Mossberry. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, can't complain. How about you, Fable? All fine and dandy? Yes, all fine and dandy. I had such an exciting day. Really exciting. Did you go on an adventure? Even better. I took a walk around the grove. and then I replanted a mushroom that had fallen over. Then I patiently waited for it to turn into a mushroom monster, or a mushroom mimic. Maybe a gnome. Did it? No, but I got to take another walk around the grove. How was that? Great. Got to see the same stones, the same trees, and the same Amarthine Hydra guarding the entrance to Avalon, and the same moss. I even got to water the asters. It didn't really need it, but I was there, so... Sounds very exciting? Who am I kidding? My life is exciting as a roasted nut. Nuts are healthy, very thrilling, and sauces are a snack. There are various types of nuts: walnuts, peanuts, hazelnuts. I'm allergic. Fair enough. Oh. I didn't know. Oh, no worries. I mean, I never told you. And hey, at least something would happen if I ate a nut, not just something very fun. Anaphylactic shock and all that. Does that count as an adventure? No, I think that counts more as a mistake. So you're saying that you're missing some spice? Oh, no. I have very sensitive stomach. I don't think chilies would help me much. So I'm very good at growing phoenix chilies. Chilies. Wow, what am I pronouncing? I was talking about the spice in your life. That's what you meant. Well, yes. Yes, exactly. That's it. There's no chili flakes, no garlic, no dragons. Just a lot of salt. I'm like a bland soup. You know? Mood there. So a classic case of boredom. I see. Do you know that feeling when nothing exciting is going to happen in your life? Like, life isn't bad, but also it's not particularly fun? Have you tried visiting a circus? Have you tried adding some zest to your soup? Let's keep with the metaphor of the soup. Huh? Drama, buzz, excitement, something fiery. Go to the theater or a gala. Arrive in a hot air balloon. A hot air balloon? Don't they fly up really high? Yes, I kind of think that's the point. I'm afraid of heights and of people and of actors. But apart from that, I'm trying. I tried singing. But what is singing if telling a tale? How can I sing of things I've never lived through anything? Words. What do you mean? Well, day in, day out, I live the same green soup of routineness. Sure, I have my forest and I look after it, but I want to get out there and see something. Like, for example, listen to the song I started writing. I wish to be a hero, slay mighty drakes. I wish to meet a pretty nymph resting by the lakes. Pretty nymphs? That's pretty daring. Of course it is. That's the point. Finding them enjoying themselves in the water. The sun shining through the treetops, making the stream glisten in fragmented light. A divine beauty. I would love to sing about the exciting, magical things I encounter. Character information unlocked. Alright, so can I click on this? I can. So, Fable. Verafina? Elf, 110. They're also a they, them. Ranger, Ashen Grove, Neutral Good. Arcana, the Hangman. That's interesting. Fable is a ranger taking care of the Ashen Grove. They are a sweet and gentle soul and a regular at the Wayfarer's Inn. They dream of being an adventurer but are troubled by severe anxiety about, well, everything. Really. Their nut allergy probably doesn't help either. Okay. To be honest, the most exciting thing in my life is coming to your tavern and discovering new drinks. Not a lot of songs you could write about that. I don't know. There's quite a few songs about alcohol. I wouldn't mind a jingle. I'll think of one. Can I mention nymphs? I'd prefer if you don't. Okay, maybe one day I'll go offer them their own jingle. In the meantime, can I offer you a drink? Yes, I'd love a drink. The usual? Yes, please. That means a swift strike in case you forgot. Thank you for the reminder, Fable. It's my favorite. always makes you feel like a featherlight nymph floating on the waves of a sunny lake. You got nymph on the mind. Do you want to be with a nymph or be the nymph? Both? Yep, knew that was coming. But mostly I want a swift strike. Message received. Although, I was wondering, I've been coming to your tavern for so long and I don't know anything about how you make your drinks. Could you show me? Yeah, tutorial please. Really? Yes. What should I do? Do I need to put on an apron or summon a familiar? How do I summon a familiar? Just follow me. Welcome to my drink mixing nook. So this is what it looks like back here. Hello, Andy. Andu? Andu. There we go. That's where we're going to write Andu. Careful, I haven't fed him yet. Where do we start? Well, usually start by figuring out what my patron wants. Make sure I don't forget what the order. I take notes in my journal. Let's have a look. Journal. Oh, you pinned my order. Okay. So we are doing a... I did. If I want to look for a specific, I change the detailed notes. I do keep a log just in case. But I'm sure I know what was asked for. I browse my recipes. Can't you just freehand mix something to see what sticks? No, I like to mix and match for a more varied result. But the right balance is crucial, so I stick to my recipes. When I settle on that, I can use the chalk to draw it on the board. What if you pick the wrong one? I can either erase it with the sponge or just pick a different recipe. My greens are stored in the 5 bottles to the right. Okay. There's dexterity, intelligence, defense, strength, and charisma. The 5 basic stats. No constitution though, which is funny. I think dexterity sounds the tastiest. I had a feeling you might say that. If I mess up or want to redo my drink for any reason, I can simply feed my mistakes to Andu. Once I'm done, I ring the bell to activate the primordial vortex. Actually, I don't need to bore you with the magical details. Just try making drink. You've got this. Okay, so we hit the book. They wanted a swift strike. So we'll draw it on the board. So according to this note is 3 drops of dexterity. So which one is dex? Oh, here we go. That one's dex. 1. Nyeh. Okay, how do I do this? 2, 3. Okay. Now it says we need a little bit of intelligence. And then a little bit of defense. Alright, so Andu tells me that's a swift strike. Okay. So we got 1 blip there. 1 blip there. Okay, so that's the outer, inner, and then 1. Okay. I need to make sure to keep track of where the lines are at for this. Alright. Well, ding ding, drinks up. First step, make your first drink. Okay. Wow, it actually does teleport. Of course it does. What do you think this was happening? I thought you were just very good at sleight of hand. I see. Well, give your creation a taste. That's delicious. I made that? You made that. Thank you for showing me the ropes. Thank you for your enthusiasm. These adventures you dream of, aren't you scared they'd be the end of you? Maybe, but how would I know if I never try? Do you actually want to try? Well, yes, I want to tell great stories, but what? Never mind. Oh, hello, dark and mysterious. Let it be known it is 20 minutes and 35 seconds into the game in the first ellipses, as far as I can tell. And second ellipses. How can I help you? A drink. For you? Right. What kind of drink? Drinkable. A drinkable drink. Okay. Very specific, thank you. How about a spoken heart? Some charisma couldn't hurt. Sure, whatever. Alright, so let's take a look at the book. So we have a spoken heart. Sweet and sparkling in taste, a spoken heart will bring your deepest feelings bubbling to the surface. Your newfound sincerity, confidence, and many heartful words will work wonders in boosting your persuasion abilities. A charismatic boost, great for the bards and emotionally repressed individuals. So what's the swift strike? Be a leaf on the wind. With a swift strike. This must have for any dexterity devoted adventure grants you agility, speed, and remarkable accuracy. Oh, and a tasty drink. With an order of this delicious, you'll exceed any dwarf's kill count in no time. Okay, so another reference there. Frosty Lagoon. The Frosty Lagoon protects you from any physical and spiritual harm and cools you down in even the hottest summer days. Even offers additional UV protection. What more could you ask for? And then we have the Southern Brawler. Southern Brawler is a perfect combination of offense and defense. So why is offense lowercase and defense higher case? Dominated by the picante aroma of Ignis. This drink is served fiery hot or ice cold, depending upon the kind of fight you're looking for. Oh, okay. Then we have the Sparking Nebula. The distilled flavor of the cosmos. The Sparking Nebula fizzes on your tongue and rewires your synapse, inspiring great ideas and even greater stories. Storytellers and scholars alike can broaden their horizons with the taste of the stars. Okay. So we're going to do a spoken heart. So wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So that is going to be... Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then I need a little bit of defense. And then just a little bit of offensive. Alright, spoken heart. So I need to get a rough idea of where the thing is. So it's like around here somewhere to pour in. Alright, we got a spoken heart. So let's serve it up. Enjoy. This should be digestible. Maybe even tasty. Thanks. Almost washes away the memories of that banshee haunting the lonesome lagoon at night. And her bone-shattering song of sorrow. Almost. So, okay. So, rumors. A banshee is haunting the lonesome lagoon, wailing a song that will shatter your bones. Hopefully, hyperbole. Alright, so the only thing I have right now is a rumor. Okay. Alright. The brooding type, I see. Ellipses. What are you thinking about, Fable? Just dreams. Yours or someone else's? Mine. Other people seem to have the courage to follow theirs. Why can't I be like that? Isn't that up to you? I wish it was. My brother says my dreams are a fool's errand, that I'm running away from where I belong. We are rangers, Fable. We belong to the woods, like the stream that ripples down the mountain. Or the bird that's in the trees. We keep the balance. It is what we're meant to do. And is that what you want to do? Yes. No, not really. I want to experience things outside the safe borders of the forest. I want to live a life so full of adventure, boredom will feel like bliss. I want to be brave and strong. And I want to sing songs about my adventures and make other people yearn for that same freedom. Of course, I could never leave the Ashen Grove behind forever. It's my home. But there's nothing wrong with going away from time to time, right? I mean, my brother looks after the grove, as well as my sisters. I think he'd be fine without me. Then you should do what your heart desires. Will it stop aching then? I think so, yeah. What if it's wrong to leave, though? What if destiny had been meant for me to leave? What if it did? That would be a dream come true. Be your own genie, Fable. Your adventures start with you. Thank you, innkeeper. You really are the most exciting part of my day. That is pathetic. If I'm that exciting, oh boy. Hello there. Ellipses. Greetings, traveler. How can I help you? You own this establishment, innkeep? Last time I checked. With whom do I have the pleasure? The name's Carolyn? We're gonna go Carolyn. You can call me Care or Lynn. Couldn't care less. Alright, Lynn it is. Nice to meet you, Carolyn. What can I do for you? Perhaps something to drink? You do the thing with the quest, right? So people say. You want one? I could have a look at my nose board. No quest for me. But I may have one for you. Or your notice board. Alright, tell me more. Heard of a werewolf making trouble up in the Tavern. Terrorizing farmers, tearing sheep apart, the whole program. Neat. A werewolf, that's new to me. The Vulcan Freeland told me about a werewolf who's roaming around so-and-so. Okay, gotcha. Oop. Listen, me too. Didn't see one in the almost a decade. Now it's far south of Irova. Been wondering if it's the same one, just moving up like a nomad. Though the werewolf hype did die with one romance novel. Ugh. You mean the one with about the Oh, for the love of reference. Can we click on the bird? Nope. Think so. Nah, just split society into two camps. Team werewolf and team vampire. I'm team neither. Which were you in, Keep? Being part wolf, I'm a little biased. Is it the fur or the pecs? Yes? Neither. Questionable experiences with the other camp more so. I mentioned to ask for details. Would you like an ointment for that itch? Don't. How about you? Wouldn't you like to know? I mean, yes, I did ask. Yes, that's why I asked. I love how I can predict that we call it the next text. Maybe I should write a video game. That'd be amazing. Keep guessing. Has anyone ever told you you could pass as a werewolf? Yes, all the time. At least twice a day. My poor countertop. Please stop that. Only downside of looking like a wolf is getting mistaken for one. I see. Is that why you don't want to take care of the werewolf yourself? Yes. No. I'm just afraid he might look a little too much like my uncle Dragon. Would you feel bad slaying that fella? You know, hunchback, hairy, crooked teeth. That narrows it down to about 30% of the town. Is that a werewolf or just Uncle Dragon? You can't tell. Same fate befell Aunt Olga. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Nah, the hag had it coming. Well, damn. Never fall behind your grooming schedule, or before you know it, the next wannabe Van Helsing will strike you down with a silver arrow. Ugh. Do the Van Helsings also hunt werewolves? Don't know. Don't care enough to check. Either way, the southern werewolf, yeah? Right. Anything else that might help others get done with the rather swiftly? Fetch. Park? Pardon me? Should they get into any dangerous situation, they just have to start playing fetch. That works? On any dog? Trust me. As I sit here, thinking back about anyone who threw stuff past me. Oh crap, that does work. Holy bananas. Good to know. Thanks, Sir Lynn. It's not that hard. Either Carolyn, Care, or Lynn. Gotcha. Lynn it is. Alright, Chief. You got a name or is it just Innkeep? Just Innkeep for now. Playing hard to get, I see. Are you trying to acquire? Because you got the arms. Don't get me wrong. Well, Innkeep, then before I venture on, you got a drink for me? Oh, now you want a drink? Of course. What would you like? I'll take something powerful. Something with a whole lot of strength. And don't you dare give me any of that watered down muck instead. Okie dokie. So something with a lot of strength. Alright, so let's see here. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, that would be a Southern Brawler then. Alright, so where is my strength? So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3. And then I need a little bit of charisma. And then a little bit of defense. Southern Brawler. Use Andy for the first time. I didn't use him. I just picked up the drink and he just opened his gullet. You want a little? You want a little? Oh! Interesting. So I could take a little off the top. Did not know I could do that. Good to know. Anything else I can mess with here? Nope. Okay, let's use the drink. A drink with 0 water, as requested. Not bad. Just what I was craving. Thanks. Where are you head from here? Perhaps back west, through the Ashen Grove. Got some business to take care of. What kind of business? Personal business. You care to elaborate? No. Fair enough, fair enough. But you won't stop asking until I do, will you? No. My cousin claims her crops are being stolen by undead snails? Obviously, I'm pretty sure she's hallucinating. But I did hear some folks complaining about an undead uptick in the west, so might as well humor her. And make sure she's not turned into an undead snail herself. Yeah, something like that. It's odd, isn't it? Resurrecting the dead. It's certainly unconventional. Yeah, that's one way to put it. I think there's not much use digging up the past. It's just going to open wounds you stapled shut. Or eat your face. The past haunts everyone willing to listen. Huh. When you mind talking like a normal person, ain't exactly for philosophizing. Hey, you started a conversation there. And I'm ending it. Okay, well then. If you find any more rumors for me or need aid, don't shy away from coming back. I'm more of a lone wolf. Don't do groups. But sure, for more work I'll be back. I'll be waiting. We got some character information for Lynn here. A Vukakin, 36, she, her, Beast Slayer. Background, Evor, whatever, the Chariot. Okay. Lynn is a strong and fearless beast slayer with a taste for strong drinks, big swords, and even bigger muscles. She despises small talk in any way and or form, and undesirably for her, keeps her distance from werewolves. Wouldn't be like being mistaken for one. Okay. Now I'll be waiting. Speaking of rumors, you know how to turn them into proper quests, right? Don't want them to go to waste. Tutorial time. I could use a little help. Fine. I guess I got a few minutes. Let me see your setup. This is where I sort all the rumors I've collected. I also keep them written down in my journal so I don't feel like I forget stuff. Smart. Think the best next step would be sorting the matching snippets on your page. Just drag them over and make sure they're all the same quest. Otherwise you'll end up confusing adventurers. Once you're done, select the quill of yours and it'll be written up. Got it? Yeah, I think I got it. Thank you for your help, Lynn. Put it on my tab. That's not how that works. Good night to you too. Alright then, let's assemble this quest. So we have an unusual amount of undead, werewolf, banshee, werewolf. Okay, so we have the werewolf, and that's a banshee, and werewolf. Okay. First quest. A wolf on detours. A resatant Vulcan passed by the Wayfarers Inn, reporting a werewolf making their way up from T from E. They pose a potential threat to both helpless sheep and the villagers. Apparently, werewolves love playing fetch, Are you brave enough to take on the quest? Save tea from the world. Okay. Okay, cool. So I need at least 3 parts to make a quest. Good to know. Good to know. They get fed some kibble. We do a little dusty. And we save the candles for later. Act 1. Wayfarer's Inn. Prelude to Bravery. 58th of the Wake? 58 of the Wake. What is that? We have a sheep. We have a cat. We have some birdie birds. A little dragon weather vane. I kind of like that. And that's our pause menu. Okay. Continue. All right, start our day. And a cock-a-doodle to you too. Oh. Quest taken. Ellipses. Wait, Fable, you're going to take this quest? What do you have there, Fable? I found this on your notice board. It says a world was terrorizing. Is that true? It is indeed. Have you sent anyone after it yet? Maybe that hooded guy from yesterday? No, not yet. What kind of hero are you, looking for? One who knows their way around difficult terrain, woods even, preferably one who is good with a bow. One who tells me they want the quest. I'm good with a bow. Yes, Fable. And I know my way around the woods. I know Fable. Ellipses. Double ellipses. And maybe I want the quest. Just maybe? No. Not just maybe. Since yesterday, all I've been thinking about is you telling me to follow my heart. Is that thing moving? The fudge? It is. And then I stepped into your tavern and the quest practically jumped out at me and I think, hey, that's a start of an adventure. It's near a forest. You know a forest. You live in a forest. And werewolves are basically just normal wolves, but slightly scarier because they're also human. But have you talked to humans before? And you got Silver Owl for your birthday last year, and they just collecting dust in your room. And I thought I could ask you if anyone has taken it yet. And then I didn't think that far ahead. I see. Or rather, I did, but then I thought, what if I take the quest and I have to go on a quest? And then I have to fight the werewolf or talk to the werewolf, which is worse. Because what if the werewolf doesn't like me? And what if then I try to shoot it with my silver arrow? I miss, and I shoot a tree instead. And then I miss, and I shoot a tree instead. And then I shoot a tree, and then the tree is mad at me instead. But it wouldn't really matter because I'd be dead because of the werewolf. That took a quick turn. So maybe I should put the quest back. Fable? Yeah. You want me to tell you to take the quest? Maybe. I can't make this decision for you. Neither can I. Whenever I have to make a difficult decision, it's like I freeze in place. And suddenly I'm unable to move until someone makes the decision for me. Oh god, choice paralysis. It's not even choice paralysis. Well, it's a yes or no to it, so it's a semi-choice paralysis? Like a slime. A frozen slime. A frozen slime that can't move. I've met slimes less anxious than you. You've met slimes? My tavern is open to everyone. Hold up a second. Is there any slime girls up in here? Because if so, I need to get a sensor bar. Oh, right. What do slimes drink? Water. More slime. Bones. You sell bones. Only the slimes. Maybe you'll be able to add my bones to your menu soon. You'll just have to pick them up from the forest floor. I think I'd have a hard time convincing a werewolf to give up free bones. Why are you so anxious, Fable? In general? I think answering that would take up more time than we have to spare. About taking the quest. It seems to me you want to take it, but you're trying to talk yourself out of it instead. Oh, well, I don't want to go on that quest. Werewolves may not be the best muses. But it would make a good start for a song, right? The prelude of an epic, fable, the protector of the woods, the world, the worms. The worms? They seem like they need protecting. As long as there's no drama involved, I'm okay with the worms. But every time I think about embarking on a quest, and I start to think more deeply about what might happen, all my bones start to shake and I feel dizzy. Is there something making you feel like you might fail? Aside from the bloodthirsty werewolf? We don't know what he's thirsty for. It might prefer orange juice. It might. Well, heroes have history, right? Great feats that they can look back on to prove their bravery. Inspirational adventures that remind me of them. The light in the dark. I have the opportunity of that. Great mistakes and epic regrets. Like Morgan incident. Like the Mari Morgan incident? Or my first encounter with the Amathine Hydra. Or the reason why nobody wants to spend time with me. There's a lot to unpack here, everybody. Let's start with the Hydra, because I'm curious. Well, just a day after it arrived to guard the portal to the dream plane Avalon, I wanted to be polite and neighborly, so I brought it some homemade biscuits. That was nice of you. I burned them a little in the oven. How much is a little? But I thought since I had fire breath, I wouldn't mind. So I approached the Hydra. And I had this whole speech prepared about how I'm looking forward to having it around. And how its green scales match my hat. But it was so tall and timid, I forgot all about what I wanted to say. So I just sat down the biscuits and smiled awkwardly. It looked at my biscuits and then turned at me. And it said, "By the rivers of the stars stands a man who reads the filaments past." Huh? Some things are as sturdy as the gilded ice. Some things as changing as a Leviathan sea. All chimeras hate mice. All hydras love tea. I thought to myself, wow, the Amathine Hydra has given me a riddle. Where is it? According to the Hydra, a chimera hated for mice in the universe. Truth, or maybe it's just rhymed with ice. Who can say? Good to know. A quest. Maybe this small shall be my first adventure. But I couldn't figure out the answer, so I left. And I tried to solve the riddle for 3 days. I was too ashamed to step foot in front of it again. At least didn't know I was not worthy of its wisdom. But then I couldn't take it anymore, and I ran back, apologized, and begged it for an answer. Turns out, it's just how it speaks. It wanted tea. Did you get it, son? Yes. Then you completed this quest. 3 days late. If it had needed an antidote, it would have been died. Wood has are about as useful as an antidote when you haven't been poisoned. Not wrong there. They change nothing. Ellipses. I suppose you have a point. Alright. What about the Mary Morgan incident? Yes, the Mary Morgan incident. Didn't you hear about that? Oh, thank Gaia, word didn't get around. It was my first ever adventure. The chance to finally escape from daily grind. Then what happened? The adventuring party was on their way, passing through the Ashen Grove. Due to the Sylvan spirits, it gets fairly foggy at night. And the fog bears a great danger to anyone who isn't acquainted with the spirits who call it home. So they wanted a guidance from a local ranger. A merchant up at T recommended me. I agreed to help, of course. My first adventure. Yay! And no riddles to get confused about either. I was so excited, but also very, very nervous. So, of course, it had to go wrong. I think it was the nerves. Why were you so nervous? New people, seasoned adventurers, one stronger than the next, all in shining armor and armed to the teeth. I want to leave a good impression, but my bad luck got in the way. Oh, okay. How did it go wrong? I felt their condescending glares on my back as I walked them through the woods. Of course, I don't know whether they were actually glared, but my fear got a hold of me and I led them astray. I must have blacked out. I never got lost in the woods before. But this time I did. I couldn't see well, there was blood rushing in my ears, and I felt dizzy. So, for some stupid reason, I led them along a path no one should ever take. Past the riverbanks of Shiver Mare, home to the Mary Morgan. You know of the Mary Morgan, yes? The grateful spirit that's known to drown men? Not sure if she really differentiates between genders, though. For some stupid reason, I led them right into her arms. I got scared, and then, in the end, they had to save me. They fought the creature, and we finally found a way out when dawn broke. And the fog ebbed away. I couldn't look them in the face for the rest of the energy. And I silently bid them farewells when I reached the other side of the Ashen Grove. I was too embarrassed to speak. I'm sure they're still laughing stock of every one of them in their gatherings. How am I ever supposed to set foot in the adventuring world again? To be fair, it could have been worse. I could have led them right into the arms of the raven chimera that resides in the Quag mangrove. They say I have a taste for adventures. But you didn't. But I didn't. Why does no one want to spend time with you? Because I'm unlucky. I'm unlucky, and whenever good things are supposed to happen, I ruin them. No matter how easy things might be, nothing seems easy enough for me. Imagine there's one nail sticking out of the whole kingdom. Everyone would bypass it, except for me. I'd get caught and rip my coat. Did that happen once? Once? I wish it had been just once. It seems like my life only follows the path that's the most embarrassing. Or dangerous. Or dangerously embarrassing. The curse of ill luck follows me wherever I go, like an adventuring companion who secretly wants to kill you. No one wants to hang out with someone who naturally attracts bad things. You're being too harsh on yourself, Fable. Am I? See, just last week I wanted to gather fresh flowers. The daffodils are blooming. They make a nice bouquet, you know. Or hair accessories. They always calm my anxiety when I have them around. But, being me, I confuse them with their evil twin, the weeping amorous. Now guess what I spent the whole day afterwards doing? Weeping? Like a baby, all day long. When I plucked them, they released their spores and I started crying. I suddenly felt all sadness of the world rush over me. I'd never been so heartbroken. I'm sorry, that sounds horrible, Fable. It was. Between the tears and the sobs, I managed to make a tincture out of hogweed. It eased the pain, but the tears wouldn't stop until dawn. I'm so silly sometimes. There's nothing wrong with picking flowers. There is if they're the wrong flowers. Imagine if I had offered them to adventurers, or even worse, the Hydra. That would have been so embarrassing. I don't think gifting others flowers to make them a little happier is embarrassing. And it would have made for a good story to laugh about together. I don't think you would have laughed about it with me, more at me. Maybe they would laugh with you if you choose not to run away. You seem to assign a cruel sense of humor to people that don't actually show you such a thing. Not everyone thinks about you the way you think about yourself. That would be nice. Innkeeper? That's me. What's up? Do you like spending time with me? Yes, I do, Fable. Part of me really wants to pick no, not really, to see if they'll actually go on their quest, but I don't want to be mean. Really? Of course. Seeing your face in my tavern brightens even the cloudiest of days. Please never stop coming around. I won't. You won't make me feel a lot less alone. Thank you. Oh, you make me feel a lot less alone. That's because you're not alone. Not as long as my tavern and I are here. You better not go anywhere. Or boating. Not planning on it. Anyhow, You seem to be very insecure. I think that's the biggest problem here. But how can I not be? With everything I touch falls apart. You know that isn't true. You're right. I'm a great gardener. Everything grows around me, but I seem to just get smaller. Except zucchinis. I can't figure out how those grow. So in a way, I'm like a zucchini. I'm insecure because I don't know what I am capable of. You'll have to find that out then. Like on a quest. For example, don't you think I'm being a little underleveled? Do you think that will change by sitting around? I guess not. Someone has to help those people, right? What if I don't and then there's no one else that comes around? What if I'm their only chance they got? What if I'm not? What if there's someone better? Oy. The best thing you can do is try to help them. Ellipses. So what if another adventurer swings by and they're able to make the situation better? Isn't that a good thing? More hands are better than two, and who knows, you might even end up forming a party. Oh. And besides, it's perfect hero. If it's a perfect hero they want, they'll be waiting forever. I didn't think about it like that. Maybe I shouldn't decide to give up before I even try. Good idea. After all, I'm a very fast runner, so if I screw up, I can just run away really quick. That's the spirit. Okay, I fable a great gardener and future hero, charmer of nymphs. I'm going to embark on this quest and save the villagers. And I shall return victorious. Did I do it right? Yep, good job. I leave the quest in your capable hands, brave adventurer. Would you like a drink to aid you on your journey? Yes. You have something that can make me more nimble and quiet so the werewolf won't see me coming? Something with lots of dexterity. I want to fight it, I'm going to need that surprise round advantage. Or maybe something that can help me with diplomacy. Perhaps it's just hungry, lost liking after all, and it only needs a pep talk or a hug. Maybe we can be friends. But we need something with a lot of charisma for that. I'll leave the choice up to you. Just make sure you don't pick a random recipe. Please keep it to one of the abilities I asked for. Remember, your choice can influence my fate. You can also change the entire outcome of this quest. But of course, you've already done aware of that. So sorry for backseat mixing. Backseat. Okay, so they want either a lot of dexterity or a lot of charisma. So, let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. We could do the spoken heart, or we could do the swift strike. So, let's see. They can be dexterous. You know what? Just for poops and loops, we're gonna do the spoken heart. So that is going to be 3 drops or 3 pours of charisma. And it's going to be a little bit of whatever this is. And then it's just a little bit of dexterity. Nope, I need to pour that dexterity out because I did that wrong. It's a little bit of intelligence, excuse me. No, it's not intelligence. Is it? Okay, I'm being dumb. No, it is defense. There we go. Wow, why am I having the dumb? Because it doesn't reach those points. Thank you. Alright, spoken heart it is. What's with that face? This should do it. Thank you. I feel much better. Braver. Balming. No, wait, that sounds like I am tending to a farm. There's a lot of farms out there in T. I'm going to protect them all. Or talk to them until they feel better. I'm sure they could use that too. I just hope I don't have to fight anyone. No, it'll be okay. Just because of your help, I'll be able to talk myself out of any situation. Thank you again. I think this drink gave me the courage I needed to get started. You got this, Fable. I'll try. Have some faith in yourself. Okay, I got this? I got this. Much better. Oh, almost forgot. I was thinking about how much your words helped me yesterday. And how I'd have to thank you properly if I ever didn't end up taking a quest. So, I brought you some Phoenix chilies from my garden. They seem to be like something you might enjoy. They possess natural magic properties. If you plant them in the right soil, they can grow to be fire resistant. Huh. And consumption can pass into the immortals like us? Exactly. I thought they might go well with your drinks. They will. Thank you, Fable. That's a very thoughtful gift. Since I'm waiting for another shipment of infusions in a few days, I'll take a look at them all together. Later. Oh, of course. I'm glad you like them. Maybe I'll order a drink with some next time. But first I have to complete my quest. I'll see you post-victory. And off they go. Hope Fable will be alright. I wonder what path their fate took. Let's take a look at the board for a second. So let's go. So we have the Hydra, the Wyvern, the Banshee. The Riverbed is another spirit. Unusual amount of dead. So are these color-coded? Because that would be very... Yeah, so I need... Okay. Oh, okay. So I could click on these areas. Neat. Maybe a zesty one. Hope I was able to help. Oh, you're back. Captain McBruder. You again. Me again. And who are you? Someone who wants a drink. What kind? Drink. Yes, I get it. Could you try to be a little bit more specific, please? That spoken heart one tasted fine. Thank you. Another spoken heart, huh? Hello. Welcome in, Zeroshin. Welcome in, Raiders. How y'all doing? Giving you a quick shout out. Alright. Did that work? Alright. What's with all the screaming? All the ahs? Ah! Okay, I'll do it too. Mushroom. Hello. As per usual, streamer, raiders, and other people, I am Monster. If you need to raid and run, you're welcome to do so. Gotta do that self-care stuff. So do your potty, do your food intake, your water outtake, and all that other stuff. We are playing some Tavern Talk right now. Kind of a cozy little D&D inspired drinking game. Well, not much of a drinking game as a bartending game. I collect rumors, make quests, and send adventurers out on those quests, and make sure they're really lubricated up with the basic 5 elements of the dexterity, intelligence, defense, offense, and charisma. And right now we have our individual, I don't think I can backstep, who doesn't like to talk much. So we're going to give him a spoken heart, which is going to loosen his lips and see if we can get him talking about more stuff. 1, 2, and 3. 3 of those. And let's see here. I need 1 defense. And then I need a little bit of offense. Yep, spoken heart. Boop. And we teleported off. Captain McBroodface over here. Hey, spoken heart just for you. Maybe it will help you find more words. Ah, the dreaded ellipses. Always following me. Good attempt. Perfectly drinkable. Might make me come back for more. Might not. Thank you. Enjoy. And you took my glass. I'm going to charge you extra for that next time. Ah, charming. So how's your stream, Zeroshin? I saw you're playing some Everhood 2. I caught a little bit of it, so you having fun with it? Are you still one-shotting all your enemies? And what the hell am I looking at here? Well, vampire with slime problem, and I'm going to assume dwarf with a also slime problem. And more of the ellipses. My God, it got weird. I mean, it's Everhood. It's supposed to get weird. I remember playing the first one myself, and that went off the rails. Interesting message you had behind it. And again, I've been watching bits and pieces of your playthrough of the Everhood 2, and I'm like, I need to pick it up and play that myself. I will say, though, I greatly enjoy all you guys, voices on that. Let's see, Ellipses. Careful, you'll step on my cape. Oh, shush. Greetings, travelers. How may I help you? Not one of those empty babblers. Would you prefer a different line? I can confidently say I am all but empty. I'm all but empty. That's what they all say. Seems they gotten ye some more dialogue options than most, but that didn't convince me just then. Ah, words. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Of course not. Probably forgot to give you enough intellect. Neat! I'm not a big fan of you already. Would surprise me if there's actually a brain inside that skull. There's a brain in there. I mean, it might be a little on the smooth side, but still. I'm sure there is. Have you checked? No, but I can assure you I'm different from your average background character. Sure. I must agree, you look much more delicious than you usually do. Neat! Keep your fangs to yourself. Thank you, though I should let you know I'm not on the menu. Does this guy think you're an NPC? Well, I am running a tavern where adventurers come in, order drinks, get quests, and go out, so in all fairness, I am doing the NPC role. So, I can see where they're coming from their side of the thing, but don't worry too much about him. He's a tad quirky. I see. That thing on your shoulder, is it quirky too? What thing? Ah, my cape! Your cape? That's not his cape. That green fell on his shoulder is an ooze, or what's left of it. And the rest of it's on you? Aye. Pretty tough to clean off. May I ask how that happened? He just did. Maybe I can offer you two a drink in exchange for the story and your names? Yes, I love stories. Well then, may I have your name? No, but I shall tell it to you. Good answer. You never give your name away because you don't know if you're ever dealing with a fae. I am Sir Alphonse Louis Frederic Doric du Song. It's long for Kyle. Kyle? Kyle. Well, Kyle, what kind of drink can I offer you? Blood. Or if you're out, I would like to sit on something that tastes like blood. Or look like it. Red is my favorite color. I'll look for something with red in it. Okay, so we're off to our little drink book. Let's see. So that's telling me I want to do a Southern Brawler. Because that's going to be a whole bunch of attacks. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Flick. And then I need a little bit of charisma. And a little bit of defense. And that's a Southern Brawler. Some almost blood for you, sir. Oh, thank you kindly. That looks delicious. Ellipses. It almost tastes delicious. Very alive. Maybe as a chaser you could let me have a bite. No. So much no. 13 flavors of no. Okay. And who do I offer the second drink? Rhea Fosgrip. Nice to meet. Yeah. Skip. Okay, I see here. Just serve me something strong, something that feels durable, tough, like a mountain or the caves of Ur. One of those frosted lagoons looks close enough. Coming right up. Frosted Lagoon it is. Where is it? There we go. That's going to be 3 bashes of defense. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of attack? No, pour out that attack, not attack. Thank you. So it is a little bit of charisma. Nope, I didn't. That's too much charisma. Now it's too little charisma. Counting, interesting. I try. Okay, so attack is the other thing, right? Too much riz. There we go. Yep, I did a little bit. On the upside, though, I don't have to empty out the drink and start all over. I can just take a little off the top. So that's good. So that is the Frosted Lagoon. Let's go serve that. Ooh, frosty. A taste just for you. Valued customer number 2. Oh, you're hitting the placeholder text. Let me try. I see you are many things, but not a liar. Tastes like a pile of rocks, just how I like it. So, Ray, Kyle, what about that ooze-filled story? Fine, I guess you earned it. Picture me down in the mountains of Dolmir, my trusty axe and a good drink by my side. There was, minding my own business, digging for the good stuff, you know. Hit a gold vein earlier and deemed myself the luckiest dwarf of all time. Had a real big old pile of gold. Then suddenly this big ooze comes along and slurp. Gone it was. Ellipses. My mortal enemy. This was a very boring story. Perhaps we could go looking for my cape now? It's nearly sunrise. And? The sun kills you? Oh, right. Did the ooze also eat the cape? Yes. No. Oh. Anyways, I wouldn't call myself the best warrior, but when the ooze slurped me gold, I had to do something. So I took me shovel, and dug, and hit, and dug, and hit, until there was nothing left to ooze anymore. Well, almost nothing. So, did you dig out your gold? Silly fool. Oh, silly food? She dug out me. Wait, silly food? Is this supposed to be fool and it was a typo? Oh wait, no, vampire, silly food. That does actually make sense. Never mind. And guess what he was clinging on to? The gold? Oh yes, a big gold nugget. Should have been enough to set me to Bulgaria. Is that a D&D reference to Curse of Strahd? And perhaps we can even get me a dandy new cape. I don't think so, Sunshine. We had a deal. We did. Please allow me to ask the question. What was the deal again? I get you to Bulgaria so we can participate in the fancy vampire banquet, and in return, I get the gold. But what about my cape? Where did you last see your cape? Don't even bother. It's a lost cause. We looked everywhere on our way here. We fought cursed chests, many-eyed monstrosities, undead goons. And I started to wonder, where in his life did this man put his cape? Where everyone puts their cape. Do you know where I put my capes? Where? In a wardrobe. Oh. So you can wear it inside the wardrobe land? What? No. We're talking about Narnia? Kyle, maybe we could find someone to retrieve your cape for you. We could? Phenomenal! I could put a quest out for you, but for that I need a little bit more information. Good luck with that. First, I need to know where you last saw your cape. I was getting ready to go to the annual vampire banquet hosted by Yep, it is it. Or Lord Strahd in Bulgaria. Okay. While getting dressed, I realized I couldn't find my cape. Our first thought, of course I cannot find it. The cape of invisibility is playing tricks on me. It's quite moody sometimes. Which is truly unfortunate when you want to wear it for an impromptu event. We all know how important a fancy cape is for flaunting your vampire status. Of course. Then what was the last vampire event you wore the cape to? My wedding? Your wedding? When I married my sweet Evelyn, I simply had to wear my most treasured cape to show how important she was to me. Evelyn. The vampire Countess Evelyn, residing in Marrow Castle. That would be her. Congratulations. Are you still married? Of course not. I hate her. Every inch of her body. Every inch? Turns out she just wanted... Spit it out, leech. Oh. What? My cape. Alright, here we go again. My sweet Evelyn stole my cape. What now? That little, mean, vicious, beautiful beast. Her. That thief of thieves robbed me of my most precious possession. Wouldn't that be your heart? No. I had that taken out centuries ago, but my cape, I can never live without that. Oh, sweet, sweet Evelyn. How could you do this to me? I trusted her with all I had. That's rough, buddy. Perhaps, innkeeper. That's your name, right? I mean, that's what girlfriends do, wives, isn't it? They take the clothes, hoodies that smell most like you. You're not wrong. I've lost many of it, we call it t-shirts and, backstretch, hoodies to exes. I actually just stopped buying the really good stuff, and now I'm just like, okay, it's serviceable. Surprisingly, they still take it. Oh, what was the question? Sure. Do you think there's a courageous venture out there brave enough to retrieve my precious cape for me? I'm afraid that my sweetest Evelyn will kill me on sight if I ever set foot in her villa again. Yes, I think we could find such an adventurer. We're setting up that search right now. So, where could a brave adventurer find Marrow Castle? Deep past the abyss of dread, at the foot of the mountain range that looks like a witch's broom, towers in the mansion of my dear Evelyn. Queen of Darkness. Tempest of Man. Lemesio Champion 1467? Okay. The right hero should be able to outsmart her and escape with her life. But be wary. She bites. And she may be invisible now too. Neat! Alright, I think I've got everything I need. I'll write up a quest for you. I'm sure you'll have your cape back in no time. I hope so. That reminds me. Not another cursed monologue. Inky, quickly. Another drink. I don't think I can make it through another tale of him without some artificial stamina. I need another lagoon. I'll see what I can do. Am I legitimately making just another lagoon? I guess the answer to that is yes. That's 1, 2, 3. And then a little bit of the fighty fight. And then a little bit of the charisma. Another frosted lagoon coming up. Some liquid stamina for a valued guest. Let me try. You got it right again. I might even last till dayfall with this. Kyle, would you like another drink as well? No, I cannot drink now that I am consumed with thoughts of my love's betrayal. Oh, it ails me so. Everything ails you. The whole way we hear complaining about having to walk. My bat form doesn't work like it used to. I'm out of practice and the slime weighs heavily on my shoulders. And my back is all itchy. By the dragons, could it be because you're insistent on sunbathing? Oh, alright. Innkeeper, do you have a drink to protect me from the sun? Or chance something that would also moisturize my delicate skin? No, not really. I'm afraid not. Oh. That reminds me, Aunt Matilda used to harness the power of the Chimera's saliva for sun protection. Chimera, huh? A thing, a beast made of several animals. Got 3 heads and all, made by dragons to guard Gaia. Likes to eat people for breakfast. I'm aware, I just didn't know its saliva could be so useful. Ah. If I only had eaten that delectable bear chimera in the Scarlet Caves, I could have asked for a sample of its saliva. I'm sure that would have gone over well. You're going off to bed now? Alright, well good night. Thank you for stopping by. You all be amazing individuals, and I'll catch you all next time. Actually, I might know where to find one. Same, it's unfortunately my bedtime. Have a good night, Orm. You too. Enjoy the sleepies. Really? Will you get it for me then? No. Oh. Ellipses. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Mrs. Fosgrip, dearest Rhea, perhaps we can alter our deal? Oh, nay. Forget it. I ain't going. With nothing on me but my shovel and ooze goop, I'd be no match for such a beast. No problem. I can make another quest for my trusted board. And then it'll be done? Tell me, when can I walk among mortals in the glistening sunlight once more? As soon as the fearless adventurer picks it up and succeeds, especially that part. Splendid! Did you hear that? A quest just for me. Let's leave it at 2. Say, Innkeep, while we're waiting for someone to do his work for him, you perhaps have a room or two? Crossing room without sunlight? Wouldn't want the Snow White to go up in flames over here. Sure thing. I got a couple of barred up rooms. You can stay there. How much? You can pay when you leave. Grand. Seems like they gave you more personality than usual. Keep it up. Maybe you'll become a real person one day. My name's Pinocchio. Thank you. Enjoy your stay. You too, tasty creature. Alright, time to get the quest scheduled. So now, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. The vampire, the riverbanks, the hydra, undead. Okay, so that's the countess, quirky vampire. Let's see. Alright, quirky vampire's looking for the cape at the cape. So I think so. The cape. Alright, so that's a cape quest. Hey there, Evelyn. On a mild summer morning, a senile vampire came to look for his cape of invisibility at the Wayfarer's Inn. After steadily questioning, the innkeeper uncovered that the lost cape is at the wedding where his ex-wife, Countess Evelyn, stole it from him. She resides at the foot of the Witch's Raft's Peak. Venture to the peak and dare to retrieve the long-lost cape, but beware she might be invisible. Okay. Do I have enough for one thing that stands a chance of ruling sun is Chimera, Undead, Banshee. Alright, Spirit, and Hydra, Chimera? Until sunrise. Deep in the Quag Mangrove resides a Wyvern Chimera. Its scales and claws are vulnerable treasure to any alchemist. Its saliva even more so, as a certain vampire may be able to use rare saliva-reduced sunscreen, so effective even can be used in broad daylight. Is there any adventurer or mouse brave enough to confront the beast, Chimera, not the vampire, and bring back the bucket of saliva? Okay. And then, alright, so that's both my quests. Okay. Okay, this is going on my stream wish list now. It is cozy and fun. I like it. It's also super quirky. And I could see like getting a bunch of people together like you guys do for the voiceovering stuff. That might be even more fun. So Act 1, Wayfarer's Inn. 3, New Friends and Former Enemies. 59th of the Wake. And a cockle-doo-doo-doo-doo too. My shipment of infusions finally arrived this morning. I now have access to some fey crystals and frozen pine cones. Together with Fable's Phoenix chilies, I have the 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have some time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. Diplomacy is key. Oh, Fable's back. And so's Lynn. That reminds me, I wanted to look at something. Where are you? There's... Okay, yeah, okay. Wanted to double check that. So, Innkeep. A drink for me and this lanky pal? It's good to see you too, Lynn. She meant to say please. Welcome back, Fable. You look alive. Thank you. I am. That seems like a given. I'm just happy to see them doing well, and with a friend. We ain't friends. Harsh. We're not? So did you two form a party? Nope. Oh. Then what's the drink about? They may be very annoying, but they did help me solve a family feud of 10 years. Oh? So I do owe them some dish of your dishwasher at the very least. Wow, ain't you nice? Family feud? I wouldn't call it a feud, more of a miscommunication. No, it was a feud. I feel like feud implies a certain level of hostility. I was gonna kill him. I thought that was a joke. It wasn't. Oh. But no one died? No. Elfie here was able to prevent that. It's fable. Whatever. Does this perchance have something to do with your quest? It does. I stopped her from killing the werewolf. Okay. Elaborate, please. I was going to kill the werewolf. They stopped me from killing the werewolf. What's not to get? All the stuff in between that, please. A lot. I think they're confused because the quest was to save the villagers from the werewolf. And now it sounds like I saved the werewolf from you. Which I did. Kind of. I also remember you saying you didn't want the quest, Lynn. I didn't. Was there by chance? They were both stealing sheep. Excuse you? Was not. Sure was. Adventuring don't pay what it used to. So you steal other people's sheep? Mind your own business. How did any of this lead to a successful quest? Well, where do I start? How about at the beginning? Right. I was born a half-crescent dreaming moon. No. The beginning of the quest fable, please. Right, yeah, the quest. Traveling there was no trouble. I know enough shortcuts to travel through the Ashen Grove swiftly. I reached the borders of Tea right around dusk. The Ashen Grove thins out around there, and as you can catch a glimpse of the wild fields and vineyards, as well as one farm after the other. Idyllic sight, well, at least before sunset. Do you have trouble in the dark? Emotionally? What about visually? A little. I mean, I reckon I could still see more than a human could, but darkness is darkness, and I'm no owl. Ah, thank God you're already weird enough. Imagine the damage you do if you could turn your head all the way around. Who says I can't? Huh? Just kidding. Anyway, luckily darkness doesn't affect my hearing. Not the normal kind. What? Nothing. Okay. I heard a creaking fence and footsteps that were failing at keeping quiet. Ears are failing at being small. So I snuck closer and saw a werewolf-esque shape picking up a tiny sheep. I was petting it. Well, I thought she was going to eat it, so I summoned up all my courage and I stepped out of the shadow and I said, "Good evening, werewolf. Please put down the sheep." I didn't expect them to be entirely in the right mind, of course, but I wanted to be polite. And I thought it might confuse her, and maybe I could help calm her down. It confused me, alright. Who the heck sees a werewolf and the first thing they do is greet them? A polite person. Or an insane one. It worked, didn't it? Because I ain't no werewolf. He was different. He wasn't that different. But I'm skipping ahead. To my surprise, instead of a growl, the werewolf, or not werewolf, responded with a what? So the confusion plan had worked, but I hadn't really expected that response. So I said again, "Please put the sheep down." And she asked, "Why?" And I said, "Well, because stealing sheep isn't very nice." And she asked who I was. No, I asked, "Who are you, a guard?" I was about to introduce myself when we heard this blood-curdling howl. It sounded like someone had ripped a hole in the fabric of reality and pierced it with a horrid yell. Ah, please, it was barely a bark. And it made my blood freeze in my veins. I heard panting and heavy footsteps, and I barely dared turn around. You turn around immediately. And when I did stare into the twisted face of the werewolf, yellow gleaming eyes, gleaming with jaundice. Anyway, sharp teeth, giant claws, he looked like he wanted to eat me right up. He did. But before I could beg for mercy, suddenly something rushed past me and lunged at the werewolf. When I regained my composure, Carolyn and the werewolf were on the ground, fighting tooth and nail. And the sheep you were holding? Obviously, I set it down at that point. Good. So you went to Fable's aid? No. That ain't it. I noticed the wolf's flannel rags. They were blue, checkered, and uneven print. Thank you, Siribot. Just like the kind of stuff Uncle Dragon used to wear, that old blip. Thank you for the blip. Hey, why can't I say that? Oh, I don't think there's not a setting as far I'm aware of. Hold on a second. I'm going to check settings real quick. Hey, settings. So, English, text speed, reset, no. Music, screen, that, automate. Yep, not a setting. So that's in-game, everybody. What the? Thunderclap. Use protection. The age rating system is quite harsh. Ah, thunderclap. Ah. Anyway, he was dressed like Uncle Dragon. Smelt like Uncle Dragon. Fought like him too. I was joking when I brought it up before, you know? Hadn't seen the old man in years. Was copping about it by joking. That's the only way I could talk about him these days. Because of the feud? Yeah. He used to be my favorite uncle, but then he changed. Became airborne, angry, distant. Fought with a lot of Uncle Feldor. Cared more about the moon than he did his own family. Eventually he just left. Ran away without a word. Left us and the Uncle Feldor behind. Worried senseless. Until we found a letter saying not to look for him and all this saying messing. Swore I was going to kill him if I ever saw him again. Always thought he just couldn't face up to his problems. Turns out his solution was just to get those problems as far away from everyone as possible. Idiot. Did you talk it out with your fist? I tried, but Elfie stopped me. I'm glad they did. How did you figure that out? Well, she was yelling at him. I didn't understand half of it, but I could tell she was angry and hurt. I tried to get their attention by telling them to stop, but they wouldn't listen, so... Ooh, excuse me. I shot an arrow right next to both of them in their heads. Wait, reset. I shot an arrow right next to both of their heads, not in their heads. That would have been horrible. My aim was a little shaky, so I did end up grazing Mr. D's ear. But it got them to stop for long enough to start listening to me. I threatened that if they didn't stop to talk, I would shoot them both. I would never have done that, of course. But they must have believed me, because they actually stopped to listen. Looked mighty scary there, little pal. Thank you. I think. I sat them down and did my best to be an insurmountable obstacle between them. If they wanted to fight, they would have to go through me. That sounds rather dangerous. Twas. Would have stopped for them. What? You're the size of a stick. Do you think you could have stopped two angry wolves? Oh, well, anyway. I used the opportunity to figure out what was going on. And that's how I found out about Mr. Dragon and Carolyn's and the miscommunication. Feud. The feud, sure. Turns out that after Mr. Dragon was turned, he was too ashamed to admit it. But he couldn't stop the changes and ended up hurting all the people he cared about. That's no excuse, of course. No, it ain't. If he had known we had helped him the best we could. At the very least, we could have built a sturdy shed with scratch-proof walls for full moons. He didn't think that would have stopped, though. So he decided to fix the problem by leaving, deal with it alone, and so on. But that only made it worse. Of course, he was too embarrassed to come back, so... he just focused on the whole werewolf thing and not any human things. Or Vulcan things, so to speak. Trying to find a cure, trying to avoid the moon, trying to find a place to sleep, stealing sheep. That's something they have in common. The sheep? No, the stubbornness and unwillingness to ask for help. But the sheep too. But they had to talk about that silent resentment wasn't good for either of them. And you got them to do that? The little stick is oddly persuasive. Had us talk about it before I even realized I didn't want to. Maybe because you wanted to. Maybe. How'd it go? Fine. We'll take some time to accept his apology. We'll have to see him change first and apologize to Uncle Feldor and the rest. It was good to see him again. Guess a hug did feel better than a great sword in his gut. Wonderful. Of course, there's still a problem with the whole werewolf thing. Idiot got obsessed with the cure. He still can barely control himself. We helped him realize that even a cure couldn't change what he's done. That he had to accept his different now and learn how to live again. Of course, it won't be easy. No change ever is. I learned that from you. We have a group of werewolves living near our settlement. A small community that enjoys the company of our warm trees. We play charades with them a lot, and they taught me about the phases of the 7 moons and the secret of the moon signs. Oh, cool. Sounds like a bunch of thunderclap. It's real. You're a crescent moose. A crescent moose? Huh? We introduced Mr. Dragon to them, and they promised they would take him in and help him deal with his lycanthropy. Sounds great. It is. It's a happy ending. I wouldn't call it an ending, but rather a beginning of something new. So the end of one adventure is just the beginning of another one? Exactly. I like that. So after your heroic therapy session, you two decide to grab a drink together? Got offered to spend the day at the settlement. But they don't serve anything strong enough for my taste. Plus, Elfie was dying to get back here. Was talking about how they needed to update you on everything nonstop. Would think they'd live to hear or something. I had to report back about the quest. I'm glad you did. They also started crafting something with the werewolves. Ah! Said something about it being for you, Innkeep. Oh, really? Yeah. It's not finished yet, but I'll let you know, I promise. That wasn't that hard, was it? Well... Ellipses. So, a drink. What can I offer you, Lynn? Surprise me with something that fits my brawn. By which I mean the usual, strength never gets old. Alright. Alright, that's about as far as I remember. So, let's see here. Is that the Southern Brawler? Yep. So, a little bit of charisma. And a little bit of defense. Thank you. Surprise! Not bad. You should do this professionally. I'll think about it. Might even open up a tavern. Abel, what about you? Do you have anything that'll calm me down? Maybe bring me some of my agility back? Like a swift strike back to my senses? I've had a stressful day, night, morning, sequence of events, mood. Alright, swift strike it is. That should be... Yep, that one. Boop. That's 1, 2, and 3. And then I need a little bit of intelligence. And just a little bit of defense. Shaboop. And serve. There you go. Thank you. Wow, this is perfect. You look tired. Have you considered sleep? They do look like they're going to pass out any second. So do you. Maybe sleep's a good idea. Carolyn, do you have a place to sleep? I can sleep anywhere. It's a talent. It's depressing. I have a room available. You can stay there. Sounds good. How much? I'll count as payment for your help with the quest. How am I going to make money anywhere? Fine. Later, Elfie. See you la. Tur. Are you heading home, Fable? Yes. I've been gone for a whole day. I need to get back and make sure everything is still growing correctly. Maybe take a nap first. Yes, that too. Did you enjoy your first quest? I did. It was scary and different from what I expected. I didn't know I was not so good. And I didn't know I was so good at pretending to be a charming. Yes, you're very. Maybe you should order a drink more often. Have you considered that you weren't pretending? You did well, Fable. Thank you. Hope this wasn't my only adventure. I think I just started the beginning. That would be nice. Do you think I'm going to save the world one day? That's a very tall order. Huh. You're right. I'm not cut out for that. I didn't say that. I would just prefer if the world didn't end. Right. But if it does, you're the first person I'll ask for help. Maybe you should ask Creelan first. I'd be happy to be second. We'll see. Let's hope we won't. I like this world, and you have a point. We shouldn't hope for such a calamity. Even would make a good song. Or a sad one. Or both. I'm gonna head home. Do that. I'll stock up on quests for you. I can't wait. See you soon. See you soon. That's good. So I'm glad I gave them the talking potion versus the fighting one. Oh, welcome back. We're going to call you Mr. Ellipses. Good evening to you too. Oh, quest taken. This quest. It wasn't here yesterday. That's how time works. Stuff changes. That is correct. It seems dangerous. It is. And mysterious. Sure. Like me. Uh-huh. You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name. Zephyr. Did the wind carry you in? Ah, why did you make such a horrible joke? No, my legs. I want that quest. Well, you can have it. No, not just literally, physically, emotionally. You emotionally want the quest? Question mark? Head tilt. I want to take on that quest. Go to the castle. Get the cape. I mean... Yes. Uh-huh. Well, no one else has gotten to the castle yet, so if someone would like to go, they would be welcome to. So, you know the castle? Yeah? It seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I heard rumors, whispering, of a strange, fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence. Me too. Has she ever frequented your tavern? No, not recently. But she has? Once. Had a vampire mixer. Interesting. So she was only here at night. Yeah, that's how most vampires function. Would you say that she was unnaturally pale? No, she had a lot of makeup on. But below that mask? Sure, yes. Would guess she looked pretty dead below that. What kind of drink did she order? Blood? You sell blood? Of course. Whose blood? Did you hear about the wolves avoiding the castle? Really? All of them? Yep. She has a lot of werewolf traps set up, but small animals seem to steer clear of Marrow Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside or leave. And anything that tries to merges into her land into one way or the other. As a grave, as a pile of decorative bones, dirt feeding rotten flowers. They say death clings to her doorstep like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or for a goth. Goth or vampire, she seems to be a thief. Yeah, appears so. Do you not sympathize with that? Thievery is an honorable skill, but it must be performed in secret. Or you're not worth the coins you pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. I mean, I guess you got a cape going on as well, so I guess, respect. Only thing worse than that is stealing a man's hat. Not if it's cursed. Especially then. point is, if you can't defend yourself from having your trophies reclaimed, you must live with the consequences. The consequences of being you? Exactly. Definitely sounds like you know what you're doing. Of course I do. On one of the shadows and of the wind. Gone before they even know if I'm there. So you could easily swipe something else along with the cape, right? Certainly. Gold, gemstones, other treasures, whatever pays the bills. What about some interior decorations? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up my tavern a little bit. Wait, I am endorsing thievery for decorative purposes? Seems weird. Maybe something useful that also doubles as a decoration. Like a chair? Stealing a whole chair sounds a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. I prefer something smaller, like a trinket. My walls are still a bit empty. Really? You call this still a bit empty? Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A memento that once belonged to an eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. I'll see what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well then, I trust you to deliver yourself to her doorstep and the cape back to me? Along with that neat little addition to my interior design? Sounds like I'll need a few stamps. Would you like some? No, too traceable. How about a drink then? I could do with one of those. I heard your drinks inspire transformations of great magnitude. Allow you to dip into parts of yourself that you weren't previously aware of. Raise yourself up from your shadow. Say, what do you trade for them? You know what? How about a joke? A joke? I don't do jokes. Then I don't do drinks, I'm afraid. How do explorers hide their treasure? Oh, I need to stop on this and get a sip of drink real quick. How do explorers hide their treasure? Okay, how? By dragging them to a safe location. Ba-dum-bum. Alright. I feel bad for you. You may have one of my renowned drinks. And some of my renowned infusions. In fact, I just got a fresh shipment today. Was finally able to unpack them. Infusions? Intriguing. What vile magic do you have to offer? For your purpose, I always could benefit from either some fey crystals or frozen pine cones. The frozen pine cones have absorbed some of nature's icy properties. They can help you from magical frost barrier that would hurt those trying to harm you. Fey crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible. Eventually, and for a bit, the duration is unpredictable. I also got some phoenix chilies, but I don't think that would be very helpful for your situation. Interesting. So what dark depths of yourself are you looking to explore? I fear that Lady Evelyn may be of the undead nature. I must be strong and vigorous if I want to my stake in her heart before the fangs are at my neck. Though that does sound appealing. Strength I can do. And some frost armor should help with her fangs. Or perhaps, smarter route would be to evade her wrath entirely. To out-stealth her and steal the cape right off from her pale nose. That may be in lieu of some of the shame of having the loss against me. Lie in the shame. Okay. I think such an approach would require a certain amount of dexterity. And some invisibility could help speed the unseen staying, should my speed and agility not be enough. Help me with the decision, Keep. Your wisdom is no joke, is it? So, now I have the access to infusions. I have to be careful how they interact with other ingredients. They might alter the drink in a way I have to use different ingredients than usual. I should make sure to keep an eye on the coaster shape that I mix the drinks. Okay, that's the coaster shape. Okay. Maybe we should try adding the infusion first and adjusting the drink from there. Okay, good to know. Let's give it a try. So, our options are either lots of strength, this way we get end the vampire, or sneakiness. What do we got over here? Alphonse Louise Frederic Duric Dusong. Vampire, unknown age, he, him, vampire. Background, where the full. Particular visitor looking everywhere for his beloved cape. However, it seems that he has definitely lost more than just that, possibly a few of his memories and his marbles. He was once married to Lady Evelyn, a vampire countess residing in Marrow Castle, and enjoys sunbathing. Maybe a tad much. And then we have Zephyr. Air Echo, 25, he, they, Rogue, Themis, Kiana Good, and the Moon. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's get all those clipped out. Okay, so this is what we got. So this will give strength, and that gets rid of Zephyr. That gets rid of intelligence. That gets rid of strength. Okay. Alright, so we'll add the fake crystal. Okay. So now I'm going to add in some 1, 2, 3. Oh, forgot to put in the book what I was going to do. Swift Strike. I need a little bit of intelligence. And then a little bit of defense. Yeah, that's a little too much intelligence, I'm guessing. Okay, so I got that. I'm on the flip of that, so I need defense. Okay, so it's less ingredients to do. So if I add more dexterity, would that mix the drink bad? Okay, so it's still a swift strike, even with the extra stuff. Okay, let's serve it up. And any infusion. Okay. Here you go. A drink that all vampires fear. Garlic breath? Not quite. But it's a good name. May I steal it? You don't ask for permission before you steal something, innkeep. Then it's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trade. I see. Did you hear about my new drink, the garlic breath? Huh. Good one. It tastes like, not garlic, but just as fearsome to a vampire. You didn't find any garlic scary? No, only absent of it. That makes two of us. Hopefully this will help me evade her. I'm not prepared for a fight, but I won't need one if my steps are swift and quiet as the wind. And if she can't see me. Bye, innkeep. Good luck. I would say pray that the sun would carry me back to you. But my hopes do not lie with the realm of keepers, and I shall be damned if they control my fate. Expect to see me again after the next sunfall. If you do not, speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave. Or for a good story. Very well. We unlock more information about him. Zephyr is a difficult character to say the least. They are so caught up in their own fantasies of an edgy rogue that they seem to be stuck talking or brooding like one too. He likes all things dangerous and mysterious, at least he pretends he does. Excuse me. Or for a bitter end. Oh, you're back, Lynn. Oh, you're grabbing the quest? I'm taking this quest and a drink. Great. Did you sleep well? What? Sleep. How was it? Ah, fine. Too long. Didn't sleep that much in ages. Sounds like you needed it. No, your beds are just too comfortable. It was hard to get up. Of course, my apologies. I'll make sure to take your feedback into consideration. Would you like a drink as compensation? I think I already said that. Make me something strong that will wake me up and keep me up too. Wake up and keep up, huh? Alright, so that's going to be another Southern Brawler. And let's look at our infusions real quick. So Pinecone will add to strength and... Okay. Oh. Fire resist. And that's Frost Armor. The vulnerable comes to protection against anything, whether it's physical or magical. A bit cold, nothing a blanket can fix. You know what? We'll do the Pinecone. We'll toss in the pine cone. We'll toss in the pine cone. Thank you. And then 1, 2, 3. And a little bit of charisma. And a little bit of defense. Is that another Southern Brawler anymore? Oh, because it has too much of the blue. Okay, so that's a Southern Brawler. Okay. Good to know I have unlimited quantities of my supplies. Something strong coming right up. That is strong. Just the right amount of too much. Maybe I should call this drink to Carolyn. No, you shouldn't. Anyway, the quest. Yes, the quest. I'm taking it. So you said. Huh, back at you. Oh, that's triple ellipses. Do we do the quad? Quad ellipse? Nope. I see it's my turn to make conversation. I miss Fable. It wasn't a bit too soon for another quest. You just returned. It has been hours since I've done anything but sleep, chat, and drink. I'm getting antsy. If I sit still for too long, it feels like my bones are disintegrating and I forget who I am. I think that's called boredom. It's torture. That too. Well, boring is not what I like to call this quest in the slightest. Stealing from a chimera or a vampire sunscreen? Couldn't get more reckless than that. It could be by taking Elfie along. Fair point. Please don't. I won't. So the slide was for a vampire? Vampire sunscreen. Can't a vampire get their chimera goo themselves? It's a Wyvern chimera. Vampires and fire don't mix too well. Also, if everyone just did their own quest, the quest economy would be in shambles. Suppose that'd be terrible for your business. Indeed. Have you ever encountered a chimera before? No, not a real one. Got me thinking. Ain't it kind of blasphemous to steal from a draconic guardian? It depends. Are you religious? Guess not. Then no. Would it be if I was? I don't think so. Chimeras steal riches all the time, and they were created by the guardians by the protectors of the realm. So, stealing something to protect someone else seems in line with their doctrine. Good thing you ain't a priest. You do a piss poor job. Thank you. It's blasphemy what you're most worried about? I ain't worried. Okay, maybe nervous? I ain't that either. Alright then, what is it? Ellipses. Excitement, I suppose? Excitement? Don't laugh. I'm not laughing. I'm asking. Yes, excitement. I never encountered a guardian before. I always sort of wanted to. Oh, why haven't you? Ain't exactly easy to find one, or to survive one. It seems like a great opportunity for you, then. It is. What's it about guardians? It's less about the guardians and more about what created it. And maybe a little about the chimera. It's got a dragon head, right? Yeah, modeled after its creator, I would guess. So let me rephrase that. What is it about the dragons and the chimeras with dragon heads? Do you like fire? Or is it the smell of burning fur? They're cool. Huh? Uh-huh. Okay. Also, when I was little, my Baba used to tell me bedtime stories about dragons every night. She was a great adventurer and encountered many of their creations on her journeys. Not sure if it's true, but she always claimed that she met each of the realm keepers themselves. Had little keepsakes from all of them. My sword's one of those. Passed it on to me before she... Passed? Left. One day she was just gone. I think she wanted to spend her last moments somewhere else. I like to think she visited one of her dragons one last time. Your family has a leaving problem. Huh. At least she left our savings alone. That sword and her stories are all I have left of her. Going on this quest, it almost feels like I'm stepping into a memory of hers. Did she ever tell you about a raven chimera? No. She was the only one she kind was the only kind she never encountered. Words are hard and pointy. Had quarrels with those feline ones, different varieties of scales, even a cow one, I think. Never found a raven one in all her years. It would have been nice to be able to tell her the story when I return. If I return. Yeah, I'm sure you will. You can tell the story to me. I don't know if it'll make a good Baba, but I do enjoy a good tale. I'll think about it. You already got me talking too much. This is you talking too much? So, you like dragons? Eh, not particularly. What's wrong with you? You're not wrong. There are a lot of things wrong with me. I used to like them. And then what? Did they burn your house down or your last inn? Wouldn't that be the story? No, I suppose I just outgrown them. Humph, weirdo. Do you pray to them, Lynn? No. I don't need their help. I don't need to rely on anyone, not even dragons. A little help never hurts. A little self-reliance doesn't either. If you say so. Does that mean you don't want a drink to pep you up, Lynn? Didn't say that. I see. That doesn't count as help? It's prepayment for me taking on your quest. Sure. You'll be happy to hear that I have some incredible infusions to offer that would greatly help your quest. Nah, that sounds unnecessary and complicated. Let's keep it simple. Alright, what can I get you then? I reckon a little bit of boost to the body couldn't hurt. Heard they're quick and toothy, so I need to be hardy for its bite. Some defense might come in handy. Or something for the brain. Baba talked quite a lot about how they enjoy a good ruse. Maybe I can outsmart it with the right play. But I need some intelligence for that. Won't be risking it all on a bad idea. Are you sure you don't want any infusions? Just a little bit of Phoenix chili would make you fire resistant. Could be very useful in a fight. Dragons, you're stubborn. Sure, I'll try one. And on the topic of trickery, no, one is enough. Either you mix defense with your weird chilies or you go heavy on the intelligence. I don't need any more of your fancy tricks. I don't care which one you pick. That's your job. Figure it out. Okay. Excuse me. So we go intelligence or we go heavy on the defense. So if it was a plain dragon, I'd probably say the intelligence. But being a chimera and its create, I'm going to say we're going to go heavy on the defense. So at the Frosted Lagoon. Yeah, the Frosted Lagoon. And then, oh, it shows me. So what gives me extra defense? I feel like it's the pine cones, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, frost armor. Okay. Oh, no, wait, it was chili. Yeah, it was a chili. What am I doing? And then all the defense. 1, 2, 3. That's not 3. 3. A little bit of charisma. And then a little bit extra defense to top it all off. Boop, Frosted Lagoon with some chili pepper. Figured it out. Thanks. Feeling tougher already and dangerously close to catching fire myself. I think I could almost take out a dragon like this. Let's stay grounded here. How urgent is the sunscreen? Pretty urgent. The sun tends not to take a break, even for vampires. Maybe you should sunbathe less then. That might solve his problems. It might. But when has an easy solution ever been fun? Good point. I'll see what I can do. Maybe they got some mice in that mangrove. Good luck. Won't be needing it. I'll be just waiting to hear your exploits upon your return. Ellipses. And that's the end of another day. Okay, I think on that note, I'm going to call it here. Kind of getting a little bit of the tired, so we're going to do a quick save. Do I have to create a new save file? All right, let's stop that. Let's do save. Create a new save. All right. Save. Save over the save because I saved. Yep. And then main menu. Alrighty then. Oh, again, good neck stretching. Okay, so I'm enjoying this. This is kind of cutesy and fun. Did I just fudge something? Hold a second. Okay, good. I actually resized one of my programs, and I was like, did it change anything? No. Okay. All right, so I'm looking forward to playing more of that. It's nice, it's cozy. I've got some interesting options to it, so I'm curious when I'll have my first big oopsie and see how we do that. I don't think it'll be too much of a horrible thing. I don't know if you can actually fail quests or just different outcomes. That should be interesting to watch, though. All right, so I want to thank you all for hanging out and being the amazing as you are. I want to thank Zeroshin and everybody for coming out for the raid. You guys are amazing. You guys are wonderful. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye.